Hello everyone, this is Diane. I went to the Barnes flea market today, Tioga Downs. General Stores is what it's called. And I've been going there for years, so I call it the Barnes when I go because that's what it is. It is situated on the property of Tioga Downs Casino, and they have horse races. So there are horse barns, and two of the barns are being used as a flea market. So I love going there. I in the past tried to go once a month, but in the last couple of years, I've only gone about 3 times throughout the season. So I don't know if I'll go more often. You know, I am trying to not have so much stuff in my room, so I don't know. But I did go today, and it was more crowded than I've ever seen it. I got there, about 10 minutes after it opened, I think, and I couldn't believe how many cars were there already. And it was crowded in that little barn with not very much room to walk. It is a big barn, but the walkways are small because there's just so much stuff in there. And it is a vendor situation there. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I got. So right here, these are all the freebies that I got. I found this and I asked her, there was no marking on it whatsoever, no vendor, no price. Well, it was hers, the lady that, Wanda, that's in charge of the first barn that I go to. And she is so kind to me. She gives me discounts a lot. And so this was hers, so she could price it. And she just said, just take it. So I have to clean it up. This was for letters. This clearly says bills, and this was miscellaneous. My grandmother didn't look like this. I think it was wooden, but it had these things on it. And I used to stand there and just look at the MISC period. And I knew it was an abbreviation for something, and I had no idea what it was. I could not figure it out, and I didn't ask anybody. Years later, I learned that it was for miscellaneous. So I'm going to clean it up, and I think it just looks very shabby chic. I don't know if I'm going to use it down here or in my office, but it will get hung up somewhere. Tell me what you think about that. This is a freebie. It was obviously chewed here, and I'll just cut out the words at the top. And I can use the text too on backgrounds and whatnot. It's very cute. Terrible condition. And then the guy in the second barn, the one that's in charge of the second barn, I was checking out with a few books that I got from him, and he told me that he had a box underneath something that was just full of books that I could just take anything I wanted. And they were not in very good shape, a lot of them. They're dirty. I'm going to have to wash them. And some of the paperbacks were stuck together from the damp. But I got, I think, 8 books. So this one is Christmas Wonderland. I didn't look at it too closely because it was free. But it does have some pictures I can cut out. And when I got home, I realized there's a lot of coloring in it, but that's okay. It was free, and there are a lot of pictures I can take out of it or actually use the page. It's cute. And I like the puzzles and games. They're interesting to put in a journal. So that'll be fun. I think I got 2 of these. Oh, I guess not. Maybe, I was thinking I saw 2 of them, and maybe one of them was not in good shape, so I didn't take it. But anyway, I did take this one, and it says $2 on it, but it's free. Nice pictures. And I like the library card. Far Hills Baptist Church Library. $19.57. This one, pretty dirty. And I grabbed this because of the journals I'm going to be making with the children's cards. And one of them is a little boy with a, he's a scientist with a lab coat. So I thought I could use some of these pictures in that journal. And Baby Jesus ABC Storybook. This is a Happy Day book, similar to a Little Golden Book, but it's religious. And this is 1979. Somebody wrote the lowercase letters in here, and unfortunately it was with a Sharpie that went through. Christmas at Kyle's House is another religious book, I believe. And it's from Evangelical Community Church. Study to Show Thyself Approved. The church that I am going to now is ECC, and it's Elmira Community Church, I think. So, and they had changed their name, and it was ECC before, but it might have been Evangelical instead of Elmira. Elmira is the city that it's in. So this might have been from that church. I'll have to ask. And then a Richard Scarry paperback. I can just cut the illustrations out because they're always fun to use. His books were always so full of so many things to look at. I can remember having a larger page in a book and just looking at all the little details. I used to really study the illustrations in children's books when I was a child. Bird stamps. This is not in good condition, but being free, I figured I could take some things out of it. I could cut around some of the stamps that are still looking good. And Mystery of the Gate Sign. Look at the cute little bunnies. Um, 1958. I love the illustrations in here. So those were all the freebies. Everything I just showed you was free. And these are the handkerchiefs that I picked up at the Monday flea market. I told you I had 2 handkerchiefs in my purse. And that's what these are. They were 50 cents. I just got them out of my purse and thought I'd show them to you. And this is what I got from the second barn. I don't usually get much from the second barn, but I got a few books. I don't know. This is a Lady Bird. I think it's called Lady Bird. Yeah, Lady Bird book. And I think that they're from the UK. Somebody stuck these stickers on. I just want to see if I can get them off. Oh, we're going to peel the paper off. They were stuck on really good. So I'll have to camouflage that. But talk about starting school. Look at the yarn hair. Looks like they're made out of felt. I paid $3 for this. But the illustrations are so pretty. So these are very popular in the UK, from what I gather. Like the golden books are popular here. These are very nice pictures. Leaning toward the realistic. That's cute. Exploring Science. Very nice illustrations here too. And this is 1955. Nice pictures. Is there text too? Maybe there's no text. That's odd. Maybe the teacher had her text to read to go along with the pictures. I see some text here, but not here. Interesting. I picked up 3 of these Modern Mechanics. There were several stacks of these. And I love these vintage sci-fi looking images. They would make a great journal cover. And they're in pretty good condition. But he did charge me $4 each for these. 1935, wow. Look at that. I'm sure I'll find some things to use on the inside too. I was just talking about Lehman using modern or Popular Mechanics, and there were Popular Mechanics magazines there too, but I didn't even look at them. They're just so cool. And the colors all coordinate on these. It would make a fun collection. And I think this, yeah, this was from that barn too. How to Mix Colors. And I love this. And I think I already have this book, but because of the color swatches and things like that, I decided to get it again. All right, so that's from the second barn. What did I get from the first barn? I got quite a bit. First of all, I got this, which is not for junk journaling, and it's not in great condition. It's got a lot of cracks in the glaze, and some of this gold is chipped off so that it's kind of a bare porcelain there, or I think it's porcelain. There's no glaze on it, so they're kind of chipped around the bottom. So these things can be kind of pricey. So because of all the imperfections, it was $7.50, and I decided to get it. And I probably wouldn't have if I didn't already have a couple of them that I found at good prices. They were in better condition than this one, though. So I have them up on my desk in my office with pens and things in it. So hopefully there'll be room for her. It's not a very big desk. Then the rest is paper goods and books. This is just a pad of paper with the grid on it, and it's, I don't think it's really vellum, but it could be a thick tracing paper. It's not super thin, but it's see-through, and there are quite a few pages left on it. And I thought it was written on how much it was, so I don't know. It wasn't much, like $1. This is interesting. I have no idea what language this is. If you know, you can tell me. Is it Polish? And I paid $2 for this. It's a songbook. Beautiful, and it's in good condition. 1971. This has a lot of names on it. Oh, Camping Trips, 1960. It's either a 4 or a 9. I thought this was interesting. Robert Karen, Todd Gregg, Scott Furman, and Princess. Princess might have been their pet. There's a recipe for skillet shortcake. Use this envelope for loose papers that's attached to the spiral bound notebook. Genesee State Park Commission, Letchworth State Park, Castile, New York. So we have some information about Letchworth State Park, Hamlin Beach State Park, Lakeside Beach, and Darien Lakes. Darien Lake is an amusement park. I don't know if it was back then, but they do have a campground that you can camp in while you're at the parks. We used it once. We've been to Darien Lake a lot when the kids were young, and we camped once. Often we did a day trip. It's a 4-hour trip one way. But then at least once we stayed in the resort. I think we camped once and stayed in the resort once. Anyway, my husband and I liked to go camping in a tent. And so I thought this would be really fun to kind of look at. This is Bowman Lake, wherever that is. I don't know where Bowman Lake is. But I thought it was fun, 1964. I thought it was fun that they wrote all this information and included, this is their bill, I think, for camping there, and a map of the campground. I wish I had thought to do stuff like this. Camping permit. Robert Treeman. We camped there when I was a kid. And that's in Ithaca, New York. Oh, that's the guy's name. Robert Furman, maybe. Oh, well, Furman, yeah. That's not the Robert Treeman campground. Buttermilk Falls. That's in Ithaca, too. It's very close to Robert Treeman. So it has the dates, 1966, number and party 4, and then it names them, and Princess. 2 miles south of Ithaca. What the weather was like. Comments, swimming good but crowded with picnickers. And their assessment of the campsites. First trip taken using trailer. Some modifications needed. Not major. So that's fun, right? Singing Waters Campground, Old Forge, New York. So I don't need to look at everything with you, but Enchanted Forest, I think we went there. Yeah, it's in the Adirondacks. When I was a kid, we went there. That was fun. Whiteface Mountain we went to when I was a kid. And we went there, Santa's Workshop. I think we visited that while we were camping on Whiteface Mountain. It's in the Adirondacks, I think I said that. So really fun stuff. I'll have to take this and show it to my dad. I think he'll enjoy looking at it. Very fun. Hope I didn't spend too much time on that. So in this one section, that's where I got this, she has a bookshelf. Wanda, the lady that is in charge of the first barn, she has a little bookshelf, and it's always hard to look through, but it's packed full of stuff, and I find a lot of good stuff there, so I do take the time to look there. And being the first day of the season, I found quite a bit. I think I got these there. All of this stuff right here came from that area. All of this. So I don't usually find that much there. So this is just a little pack of little memo books that you would carry in your pocket that came from local banks. And I thought they were really fun. I could just tuck them right into a pocket on a journal. I don't know how old they are. Well, the calendar says 82. They're probably all pretty close to the same. There's no calendar on that. Marine Midland Bank. 78. Oh, this is not from a bank. It's from a ice cream place in Vestal, New York, and it's 85. So just little notebooks. I could modify the fronts and tuck them in a pocket. This is a fun pad of paper. It's not as fun as I was hoping it would be. I mean, I knew it when I bought it, but I like this. It was $1.25 for all 3. This says, increasing human effectiveness. To do. Start now to live every single day on purpose. And there are quite a few papers there, so this will be great for journaling spots. And I really like this, except for that. I won't put that in a journal. But I don't know if I can do something with that, being on a curve like that. But I can try, because I like the paper. It's good quality. I like the color. But I'm not putting that in a journal. And this just has a cat. Very faint cat on there. So I don't know if I'll use that or not. But I figured if I just use that, that was worth $1.25. Here's a little vintage notebook. And it just has vintage paper in it. And it does, I like these little sketches. Somebody was studying their chemistry in it. This was 50 cents. But I'll use the papers too for journaling spots. Now, this one made me really smile when I opened it. And I kind of laughed out loud a little bit. Look at them. They're adorable. And look at the little paws. I don't usually do cat and dog things, but I had to get those. Here's a receipt book. Has a barcode. No date. Oh, this is dated 1996. I like the colors. Are they all used? I thought I saw some blank ones. I guess they're not. I guess they're all used. Oh, there's one. But I like the colors, and I can use them in collages and stuff. Here's a pack of pretty napkins. I don't usually buy napkins, but I thought this was unusual and pretty. And this I debated on because it's not that old, but it's for Princess Cruises luggage tags. Or, yeah, these were on your luggage to go to the airport. And I thought they were neat. And then these aren't even written on. Join me in Anchorage. And cut up cakes. Now, I used to make a bunny cake, but it was much cuter than that. It was round. And the ears, oh, it was a lot cuter. But this has a lot of fun recipes. So I would make 2 round cakes, and one round piece would be the head, and then cut the ears off the outsides of the second one, and then the middle part would be the bow tie. It was super cute. But I'm going to have fun using these pages in journals. Address and telephones. You know I like to use these kinds of pages in journals, but these are all written on. I saw these, so I can just glue them down to a page for a writing spot. But I think the rest of the pages are written on. No, there are some blanks that I can use. And then this one, Auto Harp Parade. I used to want to play the auto harp. In fact, I said I wanted one for Christmas one year. They had them in the Sears catalog. And my husband told me after Christmas, after we opened our gifts, there was no auto harp. He told me he had ordered it. And then he sent it back because he knew that I wouldn't have time to learn how to play it. And I was upset. Like, if don't even tell me that. Don't tell me you ordered it. But I think he was just trying to bring the point home that I had too many things going on. So I didn't get an auto harp, and that was okay. I worked in a nursing home in the activities department for years, and I had an electric keyboard I could take with me, and I would go room to room with the keyboard on a metal cart, and I would play music for the residents, and I thought I could play the auto harp for them too, but I wanted it for me too. So anyway, these are just cute little invitations. There are 5 in the pack, and I thought they were adorable. There should be 5. That's what the package said. Yep. And I got some field guides. This one is Seashores. This one I will put in my shop. I'm not going to do any sea-themed journals. Non-flowering plants. So this has a lot of mushrooms, ferns, that type of thing. I've had this before. And rocks and minerals. I put this in my shop before too, so hopefully somebody's going to want those. I think I'll probably keep this one. Oh, this is a little binder notebook, and it's got the little tabs and just more vintage paper to put in journals. And they typed up some things in 1946 and 45. I don't know if these are original poems by the owner of this book. It doesn't have the author's names on them. This is the 1930 calendar here. Rumble, rumble goes the thunder. Woo, woo goes the wind. Whist, whist, you hear a snowball hit. I think these are original poetry. My sister. That's fun. I'll put those in journals. There's quite a few poems there. And then blank papers. These don't have lines. And these do. Here's a little ideals book. Little miniature. No, this is Gibson. I did look in an ideals book. I don't know if I bought it. The Miracle of Christmas, a special collection of Christmas poems by Helen Steiner Rice. And this was 50 cents. 1969. This is just a stationery pad. And then this was another freebie. Just a stack of monogrammed stationery, but I can put a label over that because I don't have a lot of paper stationery, like sheets of stationery anymore. So I was glad I found some. I know Lehman just sent me patterns, and I know I already have a bunch of patterns, but I don't find the vintage ones that often, like this 50s and 60s and like that. I don't find them very often. And these aren't in great condition, but I picked some up. That was a really cute one. And this one, love that one. Love this one. This is 1941. It's probably from the 70s, 60s. 73. Look at the little belly band to slide your scarf through. That's cute. That's pretty. And then I got this, and I paid $8 for this. For these together, they were together. But it's hard to find papers that are wide like this, and I do make a lot of large journals. And I was running low on this. It is vellum, and it has a grid on it. And I have some of this, but like I said, I'm running low on it. I used almost all of it up in the last big journal that I just made, the Swan Journal. And then this isn't even vintage, I don't think. It might be, I don't know. But just graph and analysis pad. I guess that's the graph pad. This is the analysis pad. Then I got this, the Golden Book of Words. Just lots of nice illustrations in this. It would be a good page to fold into a large journal. This is 1974. I have a lot of music, but I liked these last two items. Songs of the Gay 90s. It's just good, good quality paper. It'll fold nicely. Frankie and Johnny, remember that song? And a note speller book, which I thought was fun. Just interesting. It'll look interesting in a book, in a journal. And that's everything. Did you have a favorite of these items that I've got today? Feel like I didn't get anything super exciting, but it was a lot of fun stuff that I will definitely use. So tell me what your favorite is. And even if this is your favorite, you can tell me. It's not my favorite. I hope you enjoyed seeing this, and I will see you in the next video, and I hope you're having a creative day. Bye.